What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and I got a banger for y'all. In this video, I'm gonna be speaking on 6 mistakes I made in my early 20s, and these aren't things I would take back. They're not things I regret, but they're definitely some things I learned from, and I had to learn from. Some things I had to sit and let register. And if you're in your early 20s, or you may be late 20s, whatever the case may be, you may be having these issues, and I feel like you could gain some value from this video and learn from my mistakes. So the first one being spending my money on vices, spending my money and time on vices, whether it's smoking weed, like getting a zip, getting the hard liquor, the Douce, the Hennessy, the tequila, whatever, playing the game, just in a state of escapism, trying to escape from the troubles that life bring. You know, in a state of escapism, watching porn, just seeking pleasure in things that aren't satisfying the soul. Not really being present. Not being present. And just wanting to get away. Now, granted, you can do these things in moderation. Everyone has vices, whatever it may be. Now, am I saying you could watch porn in moderation? No, I wouldn't advise that. I would advise you to cut that all the way off. Some of these things you may need to cut all the way off to get where you're trying to go. Is it always going to be there? Yeah. But in your early 20s, this is something I wish I would have cut off. And I've cut these things off, and I've had more time to focus on things that really matter, and better things take up my time. I have better vices now. Yeah, I may watch a little bit of TV. Yeah, I may still drink a little, but I don't get drunk. You know, I may drink something light. I might drink some wine, some whiskey if I want to really take it up a notch. But I don't get drunk. I don't get high. I don't smoke anymore. You know, my job doesn't allow it. But whatever that may look like for you, you could play the game. You could do these things, but make sure your days are more productive. In this time, this is the most important time for you to blaze your path and for you to make your mark on this world. And not only that, take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself first. Put your resources to the side for a later date. Build that Roth IRA. Build your retirement account. Think ahead. Think ahead. Don't be short-sighted. Don't be getting so caught up in what's in front of you now. Don't get so caught up on what's in front of you now. Number 2 mistake being living paycheck to paycheck. Spending my money on, like I said, the vices, and spending my hard-earned money in time on putting a fit together, putting so much thought into trying to look a certain way, trying to be perceived a certain way, or trying to look like or live like the people I would see on Instagram when I would open my phone. If we just being honest, just trying to just trying to put on the fits and look my best, spending all my money on spending my last dollar on looking the best for people who don't really give a fuck about me. In a state of consumerism. Consumerism, just like I said, consuming the vices, getting the alcohol, the poison, spending money with people who really don't care about you. If we being honest, these people who make these brands and they don't care. They don't give a fuck about you. So why are you spending your hard-earned money with them? It's hard to avoid. Yeah, you gotta get clothes, you gotta do some, but you have to stop putting these things on a pedestal. Step away from the phone, step away from the social media, and get in nature, and you'll see how much you don't need these things. A lot of us are really blessed, you know. As long as your clothes aren't, they fit you well, the stitching isn't falling apart, and it isn't super faded looking or any of that, you know, you're blessed. You got shoes, you got a jacket, you got food in the refrigerator, that's real wealth, you know. Use your paycheck to get you out of the rat trap. Stop living paycheck to paycheck. Learn to leverage your money. One thing I learned about money is that the more money you have on hand, the more capital you have to play with, the more opportunities you have at making more money. But if we keep people in a state of consumerism, drooling at the mouth at the newest shoes, at the newest sweatpants, or whatever, the newest outfit, and looking up and putting these rappers and people on a pedestal, we're going to be able to stamp them for their hard-earned money. And they won't have any capital to play with. And we're going to keep them in a state of scarcity. This is how they think. So I would advise you, man, to change the way you look at money and stop living paycheck to paycheck. Start learning ways to leverage your money. But my number 3 mistake would be not sticking with the hard stuff. Not sticking with the hard things. Reading the books I know I need. I know I should be reading. Going to the gym. I would just get a burst of motivation sometimes and would just go to the gym. 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I would just wake up out my sleep and I just know I needed to do something and go to the gym, but I just wouldn't be consistent with it. I wouldn't follow up. And I didn't have the discipline required. Do the hard things, man. Going to the gym That's a hard thing to say, hey, I'm going to at least go to the gym 3-4 times a week. Non-negotiable. Like non-negotiable. It doesn't matter who comes, who's there. You don't even have to work out for that long. Of course, you want to push yourself. That's something you want to give your all in. You want to give your all in when it comes to stuff like that. But do the hard things, man. I remember when I was 18, I was trying to get my license, my mom, she had got me a car. Pretty sure I was still in high school at the time. And I went to the DMV and I took my test and I failed. And I just remember being so discouraged and not wanting to do it again and just driving around with no license. Luckily, I never got caught. But before I got my license, but I just remember being so discouraged. Don't let the trials and tribulations, don't let roadblocks discourage you and change the way you approach life. You have to get these things done. You have to. And I'm not saying like disregard your emotions. It's okay to feel certain things, but they really don't matter when it comes to, they really don't matter in this point of life. You're gonna encounter so many trials and tribulations from the time you're 18 into the time you're 30 in adulthood. You just have to build tough skin. You're just gonna have to build tough skin regardless. So those reps of you doing the hard thing will build your character. It'll build your character, man. So do the hard things. Number 4, chasing women. Being on dating apps. Downloading the Tinder, the Black, the whatever. Downloading these things and seeking pleasure. Not seeking a righteous relationship. Situationships, friends with whatever you want to call it, just not seeking the right relationships. Lusting after women, just swiping, seeing, don't care how this person is to people, don't care how, just trying to satisfy the flesh, just looking for what looks good and what's easy. We just being honest. And that left me feeling empty. Being with women, and pursuing women I know I didn't see any future with, and just kind of using them just left me feeling empty. So, and even if you're a woman watching this, chasing the men, just chasing relationships that aren't gonna get you anywhere. But that's number 4. But number 5, not looking at the bigger picture. Not considering how my actions affect the people around me and the people that's coming up under me, watching me, and people that may be going through the same thing, and not just trying to be my best self. Because, once you take care of yourself, then you can take care of your family. You can take care of those around you, your immediate family and things of that nature. And then You do that well enough, you could begin to take care of a community, and from there the sky's the limit. But just not grasping the bigger picture. We all affect each other more than we know. We all have a great effect on each other. And I was in a state of just conforming to the world and doing the same thing everybody else around me was doing. And deep down inside, I knew this wasn't who I was. And I had to break out of the cycle, the generational curse, whatever you want to call it. It was a cycle. And if I didn't do it, who would? You know? So I had to consider who was around me and who's watching me and who may be going through the same thing. And I had to do it for them. Not only for them, do it for myself, but just stop the cycle. Stop the cycle. If that's you, take a stand. Take a stand for what you feel like is right, man. But my sixth mistake would be moving without God, making life changing and life altering decisions without seeking guidance from Him. And even when I was living in this world and living a life of sin, you know, God always guided me in the right direction. Even when I would stumble off the path, you know, He always had something for me. And He could do that too He could do that for you as well if you just continue to seek Him. Continue to seek Him, and don't lean on your own understanding. If that's one thing I could give you today, or one thing I could just tell you, would be to not lean on your own understanding. You know, get in that word, get closer to whoever this may be for you. You know, I'm a Christian faith. I believe in Jesus. But whoever that may be for you, seek out that relationship. But if you're going, if this video helped you out, let me know how you feel about it in the comments. You know, I'll respond to the comments as best to my ability. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all on the next one. God bless.